This is pretty much the same ending so far.
It is the same ending so far. It's exactly the same. The only difference is that Era's not stabbing him a million times to force him to submit. I don't know, it feels like the exact opposite of the whole point of the episode Ignis.
All that matters is I have my
Ending.
revenge. I will spread this scourge across the earth, lure out this king of light, and kill him.
Same ending.
Then, the entire world of Eos will be drenched in the darkness of despair for time eternal.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, you literally just try to defy your fate, and then you're submitted, and that's it.
I don't like it. It's
I'm afraid.
like, I understand that they're trying to tell a canon story. I do. I get it. But again, I feel like it's the opposite moral, if you will, to the episode Ignis, which is that the choices that you make can change your destiny.
Yeah.
Like in this, it literally doesn't matter
No.
what he does, whether he defies his fate or accepts it. Because in the end, everything is set in stone already. And I don't like that. It's pretty obvious that I forget his name. But it's very obvious that the original director was not a part of this at all. Or he was probably a part of the early development stage, but it feels unfinished.
Yeah.
It feels like they didn't know how to end it.
That makes sense.
I mean, the episode itself was a lot of fun. And I like that we got all of this extra lore and answered a lot of questions and everything. That was fine. I didn't like the ending.
Right.
I think it would have been better, honestly, if they had picked one of those scenarios and just left it at that.
Yeah.
Don't give me a choice if the choice doesn't matter.
Right.
Illusion of choice works in very limited situations, and that was not one of them. Sorry.
Oh, we're good. No. Makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I'm just trying to explain what my actual issues are here. I don't know. What did you think? What was your opinion? If differing at all.
It's fairly similar. I mean, basically what it comes down to is I agreed that the absence of a choice that impacts it in some way makes the choice itself fruitless.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, it's about like the moment where Ardyn, if he submits to the fate, and Bahamut just literally goes, yeah, mankind can't oppose the gods, it must submit.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have episode Ignis, where you had that option. You literally could oppose what the gods ordained. You could actually change that. So then bringing in episode Ardyn and having that interpretation be like, oh, there's an opportunity for us to do something different here. There's a way for Ardyn to resist this endeavor and the fact that he just realized, oh, I'm just a pawn in this whole game.
Because honestly,
and actually, now that I said that, I actually don't like the idea that he was set on this path from the beginning, from the very very beginning, because it also pulls away.
Oh gosh, hold on.
Yeah, and I told you to change that.
I know you did, and I completely forgot because we were talking about stuff.
Hey, kitty. But it also changes his premise as a villain as well. Like the fact that the gods say, yeah, you get what you want in the end anyway, so there you go. But it changes it because it makes it less of a villain based on him setting up all the events. And now he's just some other pawn in this whole game.
Doing what they told him to do.
Yeah, which basically makes the gods, in a way, the antagonist of the entire story. Unless that's the point of the story. In which case, I'm okay with that. But this is the only point in the entire story where you go, oh, this whole thing was a chess game between the gods. Greatly boosts wearer's strength. Taking dark damage greatly boosts it. Interesting.
But no hat!
Why is there no hat? That's so useless.
Because it's Ardyn's hat.
Knocked. Overhead.
Ugh. Come on.
You look like a black mage.
I do look like a black mage. I feel like I'm running slower, though.
You're not running any slower. You're also used to hitting
must be an
square and
illusion.
teleporting.
No, but like Noct himself feels like he's slower than normal. But I think it's just the illusion of the bulky clothes.
Maybe so. Anyway, yeah, that's one thing I actually really don't appreciate about that ending they gave him. Like I said, it feels like they took this premise of what everybody considers, alright, not everybody, most people consider to be one of, if not the best villain in the entire Final Fantasy franchise, and basically make it so that he was just another cog in the machine that is the god's will. It strips him of any
Holy
kind
crap!
of... Whoa! Holy jeez!
Yeah, no, but it strips him of all of his...
Jeez, look at it. But yeah, I don't know. It's all of his will, all of his desires, all of his anger that happens in here. Like, it's all now tainted by this godly chess match that has been put together. And I really dislike that.
Yeah.
I think that's my biggest issue with it. Like, the choice issue, yeah, that kind of sucks. But...
like, I'm okay with the fact that he's a tragic villain. I really am okay with that. He didn't need a happy ending.
Eyes forward.
I'm sorry!
Mean to do that?
I just don't like the idea that Somnus literally killed him, not only because he's been told by the gods, hey, you get to be king, yay, but also the fact that, by the way, you have to kill your brother.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. Somnus was probably not going to kill his brother at all until the gods ordained it to do so.
So is that what Era actually told him?
Maybe. Because she said if it was, like, blame me, I'm the one who did this. Remember at the very beginning? She's the one who told him.
But she also, I don't know.
She
Because
said,
she
I am
surprised.
to be blamed for this.
Right.
Because she is the voice of the gods.
But no, because here's the thing. I thought that was her apologizing because she feels like if she hadn't told Somnus, that he would not have done that. That he wouldn't have tried to usurp the throne.
I don't know. There's a lot of this is turning it around on its head.
I feel like some of it is supposed to be portrayed as perspective as well. Like, And I don't know which parts of it are Ardyn's perception of what happened, and which part of it actually happened.
Right.
Which bothers me. Because they don't make that very clear. No idea where I am right now. I'm just kind of wandering around.
Well, we're talking.
Yeah.
So. I mean, overall, 90% of the DLC was fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
And fun. And I love Lotus Juice.
Mm-hmm.
And the music was
The
fantastic.
music was great. The
and
fight with
Darren
Samus was
DePaul
great.
was just phenomenal as Ardyn as always.
Oh, yeah.
But that's Darren DePaul.
Everything up until the ending was great.
Yeah.
The ending almost ruined the whole thing.
It soured it quite a bit.
It soured it a lot. Like,
quite a
I'm
bit.
really sour now. And I do feel like Tabata, that's his name. I do feel like it's because of the fact that Tabata was not involved.
Yeah, because he had left in the middle of production to do his own thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know how, like you said, don't know how far along he was with that.
Like I don't know what happened. I don't know what the actual process of all of that was, but I still feel like something really bad went down between him and Square, and he ended up having to leave. Because I don't think he would have just left it as is.
Right.
But
I'm bored with your rock climbing.
yeah, he can shut it. I don't feel like he would have left it as is if he had had the choice. All the way up until the end, he was very passionate about this project and about the fans and making sure that the story got told.
Right. There are inconsistencies.
Yeah.
Like you said, like what Ardyn perceives versus what actually happened versus what the gods have said.
Mm-hmm.
Those three things don't all line up the same way.
No.
And the problem is his perception versus what sounds like what supposedly actually happened.
Mm-hmm.
Both of those have inconsistencies with what the gods have said as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And I don't like the idea that,
Like, honestly, why? Why did the gods have to have a villain? Why? Like, I understand if he needed to be stopped,
I mean, the only thing I can think of,
designating Noct as the person who was
You
going
okay?
to stop.
Want to take a break?
the only way I can think of it is that the only way they knew
Break time.
that they could cleanse the entire world of the plasmoidea, whatever it's called, the
Scourge.
the scourge, would be to quite literally cleanse the world with the true king's blood.
I get that.
And the only way to do that was to have him sacrifice himself.
But the problem with that...
Magitech engine.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
The problem... No. Let me finish.
Sure.
The problem with that is that if Ifrit is the one who brought the Scourge in the first place, which seems to be the implication, that's their problem to deal with. They don't need to be involving humankind in that. That's their problem.
So that brings up another point.
How should we do
Ardyn
that? Just do
demonified
it.
Ifrit.
Helpful.
Yeah.
So he should have seen those memories.
Yeah.
He should have seen what was going on.
He should
have
have,
seen something.
if Ifrit knew what was going on. If this was a plan that Bahamut came up with after they had already defeated Ifrit, then Ifrit didn't know what was going on. But he did know, from looking at Ifrit's memories, that he was supposed to be the chosen king.
Yes.
That's when he had that conversation with Era about her apologizing because she ruined everything by telling Samus.
So again, now we've got an inconsistency, a memory of Ifrit, which we know is to be true. Yuck. We know to be true is not consistent with Bahamut has told Ardyn. Like,
No.
there's so many inconsistencies, and it drives me up a wall knowing that. Man.
I don't know. I mean, look, I get it. This game is extremely flawed. I'll be the first one to tell you that. I really will. I understand that there are a lot of inconsistencies, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that the game had been partially developed and then dropped and given to a completely different dev team who had to pick up the pieces and try and figure out what the heck was going on. But this is worse, so much worse than anything else.
They literally took their own lore that they just created for the DLC and then convoluted it. Hey, Arnea has shown up. Hi, Arnea. Because we didn't know any of this until this DLC.
Right.
So as soon as this DLC came out, they introduced this other lore, which was Somnus and Era. And then they turned around and made it convoluted by not being able to be consistent with what the story was they were telling. I don't know. There's just... So we agree. We agree. 90% of it was great. The ending was crap. It's just not... Yeah. In a way, now that I've seen episode Ardyn, I'm glad they didn't do episode Noctis and episode Luna without Tabata.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Now that I know that, because the
Absolutely.
mechanics would have been great, it would have been fun.
It would have been great. It would have been a lot of fun, but
they could have potentially made the story even worse.
They could have screwed it up so bad.
Yeah, so I'm very pleased about
back
that.
to the old grind.
And that's
Appreciate your help.
in a really weird way. See, Arnea. In a really weird way, I'm actually very thankful then for playing this, because it gave me peace of mind about the fact that the other 2 episodes were canceled.
If nothing else, it was definitely worth the lore.
My feet hurt.
Hush.
And Noctis snickers.
I'm at least grateful for the lore. Because I did answer a lot of questions.
Let's go.
But I don't know.
Again, it did give us another facet to Ardyn as well,
It did.
which answered the question: did this actually happen, or was just his perception that this happened? And from what we can see, yeah, it actually happened.
Yeah.
And he was, in fact, betrayed by his own brother.
Yeah. I mean, his brother admitted to it.
Yeah.
Just, refused to actually apologize. Because that's what that was. That was him, saying, look, I know that there's no way I can ask you to forgive me, but I need you to understand that I did it for a reason. Without actually explaining properly or showing him, do something to prove that you were justified in doing this, or apologize. Admit you were wrong. I don't know.
Well, once again, there are a lot of cause and effects here that don't line up. There's a lot of points where it said this happened, and then that led to this happening. It's like, well, there's something in between that had to have happened as well to have connected those plot points, and you don't see that.
No.
Somnus killing him and then being, I apologize, I did what was best. I did what I was told to do, basically. Oh, hi. I was told what I was. That words. But there's the fact that he was antagonistic with his brother, but not outright. I don't know. There's character development in here that happens like that.
Yeah.
That doesn't. It's not natural. And as writers, because we've both written stuff, we both have stories and characters that we've created ourselves. A character who does that is unbelievable at best, rather.
Yeah.
And debilitating to the entire story at worst.
And I'd say this is on the worst end of the spectrum.
Yeah. There were parts in the story that I did appreciate.
Oh, yeah.
Getting the multifaceted portions of Ardyn's story really helped me understand where he came from.
It add a lot of depth to his character.
But, and Somnus as well, showing that the line of kings with Somnus did not come from a clean and just, king.
So arrogant, though.
Yeah.
Talking about how he can't. He realized he could not suffer a sinner, quote unquote, to sit the throne. But isn't that what he did?
Yeah.
By usurping the throne from his brother, luring him in with lies, and
he's
then
also a kinslayer.
stabbing him in the back.
He's a kinslayer.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of the worst things you can do in any history of anything. Middle Earth is the same way. When you're a kinslayer in Middle Earth,
like forget it.
You're done. Same way with all the Greek tragedies and tragedies, all that. Like, when you are a kinslayer, nobody trusts you.
No.
And
you
then
kill your own family.
and then in this, he ends up killing. Well, he doesn't really kill Ardyn, but he pretty much slays him to the point of being imprisoned for 2 millennia.
Well, it's like I had mentioned. He left a shaft of sunlight shining right on him.
Yeah.
For 2,000 years.
An angel guard. Yeah.
Like, you don't do that.
No.
You don't do that. Knowing what he is and that is painful. That is torture. That is straight up torture. Even if it wasn't harmful to him, that's still straight up torture. Look what you can't have. I don't know.
No. It's pretty awful.
He's a jerk. I don't like him.
Okay. Well, it's getting late. We have other things to stream, other things to do. We gotta get food.
We gotta get some food.
And
I'm really salty now.
Yeah, we need to cleanse.
Yeah.
So hopefully you guys have enjoyed the stream. We'll be getting this put together and put up on my YouTube channel as well once it's all edited down to a more consumable package. So, yeah, that's it. So we're going to go close out the stream. We'll be running Final Fantasy XIV here in probably about an hour. We'll be playing through the 4.56 story as well as Hildebrand.
Which is the very last major story patch before 5.0 expansion comes out in June.
Shadowbringers.
Shadowbringers.
Alrighty. Well, as always, thank you so much for joining us. Hope you guys are having a great day. Take care, and we will catch you later.
Bye, guys.